Stop trying to look rich and start actually being rich. I'm a millionaire, and I can tell you that the wealthiest people I know don't look anything like the people you see flexing on Instagram. Most of you are trading your financial freedom for a lifestyle that is designed to keep you broke forever. I didn't build my empire by being a sucker for marketing, and today I'm revealing the 5 specific things I refuse to buy, even with millions in the bank. If you're tired of being a consumer and ready to become a shark, hit that subscribe button right now. Smash the like button. Let's get into the data. The first thing I refuse to buy: designer labels and loud branding. You will never see me wearing a shirt with a massive logo across the chest. Why? Because I am not a walking billboard. The fashion industry has pulled off the greatest heist in history. They've convinced the middle class that wearing a $600 t-shirt with a brand name on it is a sign of status. It's not. It's a sign that you're a mark in a very expensive game. When you buy a luxury brand just for the logo, you aren't buying quality. You are buying a 1,000% markup on a piece of cotton that likely cost $5 to manufacture in the same factories as the cheap stuff. Corporations target the aspiring class because they know these people are desperate for a shortcut to feeling significant. They sell you the illusion of wealth while they strip you of your actual capital. I buy high-quality clothes, absolutely. I buy custom suits and shoes that last a decade, but I don't pay a premium for the privilege of advertising for someone else. Wealthy people don't need to scream that they're rich. We let our balance sheets do the talking. Every time you spend $800 on a pair of sneakers that will be out of style in 6 months, you are trading your future freedom for a temporary hit of dopamine. Think about the opportunity cost. If you took that $800 and invested it in an S&P 500 index fund in 30 years at a 10% average return, that single pair of shoes would have been worth over $13,000. You aren't just wearing an overpriced shoe. You are wearing your retirement. I'd much rather own the company's stock than wear their overpriced products. When I see someone head to toe in Gucci or Louis Vuitton, I don't see success. I see someone who is likely living paycheck to maintain a facade. Stop being a billboard and start being a shark. If it doesn't pay you back, it's a waste of capital. The second thing I refuse to buy: a brand new car. This is where people get emotional, and that's exactly where they lose their money. Buying a new car is quite literally the worst financial decision you can make in your lifetime, second only to burning cash in a fireplace. I don't care if it has the latest touchscreen or that new car smell. That smell is actually the scent of your hard-earned equity evaporating into thin air the moment you turn the key. Let's look at the math, because the math doesn't have feelings. The second you drive a new vehicle off the dealership lot, it loses 20% to 30% of its value. Think about that. You just paid $50,000 for an asset, and before you even get it home, it's worth $35,000. You just lit $15,000 on fire for the privilege of being the first person to sit in the seat. Within 3 years, that car has lost 50% of its value. You aren't buying transportation. You are buying a rapidly depreciating liability wrapped in sheet metal. But here is where it gets truly suicidal. People finance these depreciating assets. They take out a 5 or 6 year loan at 7% interest to buy something that is losing value faster than a sinking ship. You are paying interest on an asset that is worth less every single morning you wake up. That is the definition of a wealth killer. I see people making $60,000 a year driving $45,000 trucks. It's insanity. They are working 40 hours a week just to pay for the metal box that sits in their driveway while they sleep. I'd much rather buy a 3-year-old certified pre-owned vehicle. Let some other sucker take that 50% depreciation hit. I get the same reliability, the same leather seats, and the same safety features for half the price. While you're busy trying to impress the neighbors with a shiny new license plate, I'm busy taking that saved $25,000 and putting it into assets that actually pay me. The third thing I refuse to buy? More house than I actually need. This is going to upset a lot of people because society has brainwashed you into believing that your home is your biggest asset. It's not. Your home is your biggest liability. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. Unless you're renting out rooms, your house is a massive, hungry mouth that you have to feed every single month. Most people reach a certain level of success, and the first thing they do is upgrade to a mansion. They buy a 5,000 square foot house for a family of 4. Why? To show off. But here is the reality. The bigger the house, the bigger the taxes, the bigger the insurance premiums, the bigger the utility bills, and the bigger the maintenance costs. You aren't just buying a roof. You're buying a lifetime of expenses that scale exponentially with every extra square foot. I see people who get approved for $1 million mortgage by a bank, so they go out and spend exactly $1 million. They are house poor. They live in a palace, but they can't afford to go on vacation or invest in the stock market because 60% of their take-home pay is going to the bank. You're not a homeowner. You're a tenant of the bank, and you're paying them for the privilege of maintaining their collateral. I'd much rather live in a modest, high-quality home and take the excess capital to buy rental properties or REITs. I want to own the houses that other people pay for. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men to ever live, has stayed in the same house since 1958. He understands opportunity cost. Every dollar you sink into a giant foyer or a guest room that stays empty 360 days a year is a dollar that isn't compounding in the market. I refuse to let my lifestyle eat my legacy. Buy what you need, use the rest to buy your freedom. The fourth thing I refuse to buy? The latest tech upgrades every single year. Whether it's the new iPhone, the newest MacBook, or the latest smartwatch, I refuse to play the upgrade game. We live in a world of planned obsolescence, where tech giants design products to feel old after 12 months just to keep you on a perpetual spending treadmill. Most of you are standing in line for hours to drop $100 to $200 on a phone that is 5% better than the one in your pocket. That isn't progress. That's a tax on your lack of discipline. I am a businessman. I view technology as a tool, not a toy or a status symbol. If my current phone makes calls, runs my apps, and allows me to close deals, it is doing its job. I don't need a slightly better camera or a titanium frame to make me more productive. Yet I see people struggling to pay their bills who never miss a single iPhone release. They are feature-rich and cash-poor. Think about the psychological trap here. These companies spend billions on marketing to make you feel like you're falling behind if you don't have the latest version. It's a trick. You are trading $100-200 of post-tax income, which likely took you a week or more of hard work to earn, for a device that will be worth half that in 12 months. You are consuming your capital instead of deploying it. I wait until my tech actually breaks or becomes so slow it hinders my work before I buy a replacement. By then, I usually get a massive leap in technology for a fair price. While you're giving Apple or Samsung $1,200 every September, I'm taking that same money and buying their stock. I want to be the one receiving the dividends from your obsession with newness. Every dollar you save by skipping a useless upgrade is a dollar that can go into an asset that actually grows. Stop being a fanboy and start being a financier. If the tool still works, the tool stays. The fifth and final thing I refuse to buy? Convenience dining and delivery apps. I am talking about the $15 salads, the $7 coffees, and the $20 delivery fees you pay because you're too lazy to cook or drive 5 minutes down the road. This is the most insidious wealth killer because it feels small. You think, it's just a sandwich, or it's just a latte. Wrong. It's a leak in your financial boat that is eventually going to sink you. I see people who tell me they can't afford to invest, yet their bank statement is a graveyard of Uber Eats and Starbucks transactions. You are paying a 300% markup on basic nutrition just because you lack the discipline to meal prep. When you order through an app, you aren't just paying for food. You are paying for the driver's gas, the app's profit margin, and the restaurant's commission. You are literally paying a lazy tax. Rich people understand the value of $1. We don't mind spending money on a world-class dinner for a special occasion, but we refuse to waste capital on mediocre convenience. If you spend $20 a day on convenience food, that's $600 a month. Invested at a 10% return over 30 years, that becomes $1.2 million. You are literally eating your retirement one overpriced burrito at a time. Is that convenience worth $1 million to you? Because that is exactly what it is costing you.